Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro announced the mobilization of national artillery to repel the United States. Earlier, Donald Trump launched a military campaign against drug cartels in South America and announced the transfer of military equipment to the region. Maduro believes that this operation is carried out to organize a coup in Venezuela and its overthrow. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro ordered the mobilization of national artillery to protect the Bolivarian Republic from groups funded by the United States and Colombia that want to commit terrorist acts and a coup in the context of the coronavirus and quarantine pandemic. The head of state added that mobilization is taking place within the framework of the current Operation Bolivarian Shield, to prepare for the struggle for peace in Venezuela. As the newspaper Vzglyad reported, the situation in the Western Hemisphere has intensified noticeably. By order of President Donald Trump, the United States, in collaboration with 22 countries, is launching a massive anti-drug cartel operation in the region. To this end, the Pentagon sends additional Navy destroyers, ships, planes, helicopters and Coast Guard boats to the Caribbean Sea. U.S. Secretary of Defense Mark Esper argued that the operation would also target corrupt individuals from the Venezuelan government, who allegedly rely on profits from the sale of drugs to maintain their repressive power. Last week, U.S. officials indicted Maduro and 14 of his associates in the drug trade. Several defendants, including the president of Venezuela, face imprisonment up to life. Moreover, Washington has appointed a reward of $15 million for the issuance of Maduro. For information about other participants in this list, the reward will be $10 million. According to U.S. Attorney General William Barr, Washington does not consider Maduro the president of Venezuela and compared him to the former leader of Panama, Manuel Noriega, whom the Americans overthrew in 1989 as a result of a military invasion after similar charges of drug trafficking. Maduro saw in the U.S. threats the actions of the times of the Wild West and said that in the event of American aggression the military and the people would stand up for him. Maduro also denied allegations of drug trafficking, stressing that over the past 15 years, Venezuela has held a record for combating drug trafficking. In turn, Venezuelan Foreign Minister Jorge Arias called the accusations against the country's leadership a new form of coup d'état and pointed to the internal political background of Washington's actions. Earlier this week, U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo proposed Maduro a deal to transfer power to the interim government and other conditions in exchange for easing sanctions and humanitarian aid. Caracas refused, but expressed his willingness to support the struggle of the Americans against drug trafficking. Vladimir Sudarev, chief researcher at the Latin American Institute of the Russian Academy of Sciences, is convinced that if Trump decided to start the current campaign for the little victorious war before the presidential election this fall, this idea is doomed to failure. The previous U.S. presidents have already tried several times to arrange such small drug markets as, for example, George W. Bush in Colombia. He invested billions of dollars there, sent a whole contingent that was supposed to fight the drug partisans, but nothing came of it. Everything went into the sand, Sudarev told Vzglyad newspaper. According to him, in the event of military aggression against Caracas, the Venezuelan army can give a very tough answer and dozens of zinc coffins will ruin Trump's opportunity to be re-elected for a second term. Sudarev believes that Trump is interested in Maduro's exclusively voluntary resignation as president. This desire was indicated by Pompeo's reservation that in the event of early presidential elections in Venezuela, neither Maduro nor his main political opponent, Juan Guaido, should participate in them. Before the election, Trump decided to play the role of a peacemaker, Sudarev believes. In turn, professor of the Department of Theory and History of International Relations of the Faculty of International Relations of St. Petersburg State University, Victor Heifetz, points out that there is no need to talk about the implementation of the military campaign. U.S. deployed ships in the Caribbean are not designed to intervene. The only invasion option is possible from Colombia, where American troops are already located. But Maduro also rattles more weapons. If we are talking about real protection, artillery is not the force that should protect the country from possible American intervention, he told the newspaper. Moreover, the expert points out the lack of reliable data on the connection of Venezuela with drug cartels. So far I hear common words, but there are no concrete confirmations. The main drug production center is not in Venezuela or even in Colombia. Venezuela today does not have many opportunities to move ships with illegal cargo. They have problems with tankers. Today in the Caribbean, practically every ship is known about where and from where it goes, by whom it is directed. Illegal trade in oil or drugs there is almost impossible. I get the impression that the large-scale US counter-narcotics operation is like a spectacle, he said.